Welcome to the Finance Marketing Podcast, a show that empowers finance professionals to market their businesses in ways that feel good and actually achieve results. I'm your host, Hillary. I've been working with folks in financial services to develop marketing strategies that work and create results-oriented marketing content since 2020. And I've learned a lot about what works in finance marketing, what doesn't work, and where financial services pros get stuck. Join us each Friday as we explore real, effective ways to market your finance business and connect with folks who truly embody your ideal clients. Welcome back for part 2 of my conversation with Jon Randall. Again, Jon is the founder of XFA, a premier coaching and consulting firm for financial advisors who want to boost their growth and profitability. So in part 1, Jon and I discussed how capacity constraints hold most advisors back from growth, and Jon introduced his IPO method for generating referrals naturally by focusing specifically on your ideal clients. We explored why targeting just a few ideal clients for referral generation is far more effective than hoping that all clients will refer you. So if you have not listened to part 1 yet, I highly recommend going back and listening to that one first. Today, Jon is back to share what he calls a defibrillator technique, the Client Advocacy Board method that can jumpstart referrals in practices that have gone a little bit stagnant. So if you've been trying all the things, you've been putting on events that attract the same clients who never bring anyone new, or if you're tired of guessing what your ideal clients actually want, this episode will give you a really exciting and systematic way to let your best clients guide your growth strategy. So without further ado, let's jump back into this conversation with Jon. Jon, I'm so excited to have you back for part 2. You mentioned being willing to share another technique that advisors can use to get clients really quickly. So I'd love to just dive right in and hear what that technique is.
Yes, it's awesome to be back. My favorite podcast. And let's do it. Let's show another technique. This is probably one of the things that I've seen jumpstart a lot of new clients in a practice. So I think a lot of advisors, you might be not dormant, but maybe stagnant. It's a better word, that maybe plateaued. And we talked about last time how practices are just getting filled up. It's what's going on in the industry. Most practices, the number one client acquisition method is referrals. Referrals have dried up. It's kind of slow. This is almost like a defibrillator. If like someone's heart side uses a defibrillator to like wake it back up, this is like a defibrillator technique to jumpstart a lot of new stuff, a lot of new action with your clients. So I'm excited to get into it.
Well, I love that image of somebody being jump-started back to life here. Is it really that intense when you implement this technique?
It's not that intense. It's super easy, but the results are almost like, oh my gosh, my practice was like, stagnant, dead. Now it's like the heart is beating, with high energy and adrenaline is pumping. So that's the outcome of this that we want to get to.
Awesome. Well, let's get into it.
So this is Client Advocacy Board. Now I know what you're thinking, advisors. I tried a client advisory board and it didn't work. You may have had a wholesaler, took some people out, and you ask people, what can I do in my practice to like get better? And they say, well, my statement's really hard to read. Could you change it for me? Right? Weird stuff comes up that's out of your control. That's not this. That's like a feedback board. And there's a good place for that, to get clients together and say, we want to get better. What do you suggest we do here? That's great. That's great. This is different. The advocacy board is for advocates. So anyone that's ever referred you is an advocate. Anyone that's ever thought about referring you or tried unsuccessfully, they're an advocate. Anyone who's ever valued your services and said they enjoy what you do, they're an advocate. So these are the kind of people that we want to make part of a client advocacy board. So the difference in having a one-on-one conversation, like last time we talked about the IPO approach. If you haven't heard it, check out that episode. But the difference here is you're getting groups of people together. And what can happen is sometimes a client can hear somebody else have an idea and it kind of spawns. You get multiple sayings, saying, I could do that too. I could do that too. The other benefit of this is if you invite, let's say, maybe 10 people to your board, and you have about 7 people. We'll talk about exact process, how to do it. Let's say you get about 7 people on your board meeting, and you're going through there. Not everyone's going to have good ideas, right? You're going to have like 1, maybe 2 that has a decent suggestion. You're going to get a lot of weird suggestions, or you get a lot of people that just don't have anything at all. So what this does, this kind of is time efficient for you to get down to what is an idea. Like I talked about last episode, if you heard about Trevor that just stumbled upon, someone said, if you just show up here, all my people are here, and you'll meet them all, and they'll all be your client. That's like a jackpot kind of situation. But to get to that, this kind of helps facilitate it. So what you do is first step is we want to target some potential advocates who are people that have referred you, like I mentioned, have complimented you, or someone that could be potential advocate, maybe someone that has access to other people like them who would be ideal clients. So you target these people, and you almost have like a mini, the P part of the IPO conversation that I really enjoy working with you. You're one of our ideal clients. Here's why. And I'd like to invite you to a quick meeting to be on a board with me, to give me feedback and help me with how we're doing some things. And so, so keep in mind, the feedback is going to be more about how do we make it easy to work with other people like you, not like, I want you to change my statement because it's hard to read, or can you change my login to like, no, we're staying away from stuff like that. We're getting feedback on how to access other people just like them and how to do it easier and more efficient. So this can be like, just like we're on virtually here, Hillary, we're across the country from each other, and it's like we're in the same room. So you can do this in a Zoom, Teams, whatever your virtual meeting. This does not have to be a fancy dinner or taking people out to lunch. So it's free. So we're just getting together in a meeting, and just same thing. We're setting a time. We're inviting them. Like I said, maybe invite about 10. You'll probably get about 7 that show up. And whoever's there, you basically run through just a simple reminder that you're some of our favorite people to work with, because you're an ideal client. And here's why. You're the kind of people we help best. We specialize in people just like you, but we want to make it easier for other people just like you to work with us. And you're one of those people. So we're looking for your guidance on how to do this. So just inviting these people, they're going to feel pretty flattered that you thought highly of them, that they're part of this. You flattered them, letting them know that they are one of your favorite clients, or they're your ideal clients. And so what you do then is just you open the doors and start to talk about how we can make it easier to help other people like them. Now, you're probably going to have to get this going. You're probably going to have people that just jump in and start talking and have like, I have an idea, just, come to the place across the street from my work on Thursday. It's like, Trevor, you're going to have to get it going. So if any of these people came to you as a referral, you could mention that. You could mention that, hey, Hillary, you know how Jane introduced us, and we were working with her. She introduced you. She thought we could help you out. Like, that's typically how we meet people in this business. So you could kind of prompt them a little bit through that. You could talk about some things that have worked for you in your practice, or just be straight up and say, you know what, the number one way we require people is introductions to other people. And the more people like you we work with, we could actually work with less people and do even more for you. So there's a little bit of an incentive for them. So in the discussion, we're really just exploring, is there any way we can make it easier for other people like you? Is there an easier way we could facilitate an introduction? And so you could throw out an idea here, if no one has one, of like, hey, would it be easier if we did something fun and casual to meet other people just like you? And so I'll give you some examples that advisors have done. One advisor loves like 80s rock bands, and they're all like torn around again. He's like in his young 50s. So you're reliving his childhood. A lot of his best clients are like executives also in their young 50s, and they work with a lot of other people like them. So one of the techniques that's worked for him is like he'll buy 4 tickets and invite a client, say, hey, if there's a couple other people just like you, let's go see whatever Def Leppard is playing. I got his tickets. So so you could, if you have some of those ideas that, hey, I was thinking something like this, but what do you think? That's what you're trying to get out of them, would there be something fun and more comfortable that your people would put on. So there's an advisor named Jen in Florida. She's been awesome. She has crushed it with this. She's gone from just kind of stagnant, like we talked about, to bringing in, she's over 25 million a year in new assets just from this single technique. And so as you get talking about it, you find out what's comfortable. And someone's got to take notes for you in here. Someone's got to be capturing what are these clients saying. So what you're doing is you're identifying who has an idea, who has something that might work. So they'll give their ideas. So one of the people that Jen works with, she has two niches. She works with some, or I should say targets. She has some business owners that have been really good for her. And then she also has some executives in the tech industry that have just been, they just kind of referred each other. And so one of the tech people said, you know what, like we like getting together with each other, but we're all in like our own bubble in our own company. And they said, if you put something on that was like tech executives come out and check out, like I know a bunch of them and they would want to come out and hang out and talk to other people. And we could, I could get people to come, they could invite other people to come. You could just make it like a tech happy hour for tech executives kind of thing. So I was like, okay, that's a really cool idea. It's comfortable. It's fun. There's no business. It's just, let's just have a happy hour, talk about the tech business. So it's things like that we're searching for of like, is there something easy you could do to make it more comfortable for these people to come? The jackpots are my people get together or my people are here. Why don't you just come along? Right. So Jen has a pocket of clients in one part of the country. So I'm in Eastern North Carolina out near the ocean, and she's got a lot of clients up near Asheville, North Carolina. And so she goes up there a couple times a year. She likes, vacationing there, getting out of the Florida heat, and just has a lot of clients that have retired up there. And so I observed one of her board meetings. One of the people on the board said, you know what, like my neighborhood is all people just like me. They all sold their business. They all bought a really nice house up here in the mountains, and we all get together. We take turns whose house we get to dinner with once a month. We have like a dinner party. We're hosting in a couple of months. Why don't you be our guest? And if you hang around, you'll meet like our other neighbors. They're all going to love you. In fact, I've talked to a couple of them about you. So those are like the ultimate events that happen where it's like, okay, now you just got access to a lot of people. So anything these people suggest, this is your marketing plan. Like this is all that you do. Whatever they suggest, you just do. And you execute on whatever it is they say. Now, the worst thing that I've seen happen of this, the worst thing possible is no one has any good ideas, right? It's just no one has any ideas. But here's the outcome, Hillary. These people start referring.
Right.
They're feeling good. They're flattered. They know you want to work with people like that. Like it kind of jumpstarts referrals without even bringing up referrals. Yep. It really does. But you'll find, so what's happened in a lot of these practices, like Jen, for example, she's done really well with this. She started with like, one board. It was like, and you're allowed to have as many boards as you want. Like they don't know. And they don't even have to keep going. It could just be one meeting. So what she's done is she's kind of taken people from a few different groups and got down to about a group of like maybe 6 or 7. She holds it maybe 2, sometimes 3 times a year. She holds board meetings with this group because they're all producing. They're all giving her really, really good ideas. And she might get maybe 4 shows up, but they're all coming with like, oh my gosh, Jen, we have an idea for you. Like, our people are doing this. Why don't you come along? Or Jen, we thought if you put this on, like our friend, they would come too. Like they need to meet you. It's neat to see that you can over time narrow down to a group that could be an ongoing board that gives good ideas. So again, this could be a one-time thing you do. And if good ideas come out of it, great. If not, keep going to the next client. But what you'll find is you're going to get down to probably like maybe at maximum like 3 people in your practice that are just helping you make it rain, that are just, they have access, they're true advocate, they like to refer, whatever they're saying is working, whatever they say to get people to come, together, that you just happen to be there, they're just good at it. And so it's not everyone, but I'm telling you, like these people can be huge. So, this advisor, Jen, she's on the brink of like a 9-figure, new asset explosion. Because what's happened is these clients that own businesses or highly compensated executives, they're very philanthropic. So Jen started to get involved. One of the ways they said we should do some philanthropy together. And so Jen started to get involved in their organizations, go to their events. And guess what? Like, meet some of the people on the board and other people just like them. And starts not only get them as clients, but she's gotten these big nonprofits as clients. And they refer each other too. So instead of like a 7-figure referral, it's like an 8-figure referral. Now she got a referral to like a 9-figure account. And it'll take, a while to reel those in, but oh my gosh, like, it's interesting just what can become of this. So so she's just a example, but literally the people that have done this one time didn't get any good ideas, but the people in that group just start referring. I mean, so that's why it's like a like a defibrillator that really wake up the practice. So that's the worst thing that happens is you get people together, you take a chance to try and get a good idea. That people, they want to see you succeed.
Right.
They want to be part of a successful business, right? I mean, they're not like turned off by, oh, I'm just doing this to get new clients. That you're doing this to help other people.
Right.
Because I know the financial advisor industry's clogged up and advisors aren't really doing a good job out there. Sorry. Our industry gets a bad reputation. It does, because most advisors aren't doing much. So I know there's a much higher chance. If you're listening to this podcast, you're already better than most of the advisors out there, because you're trying to get better. You're listening to what's working. You're already better than the others that are out there. So I know that the people that are tied to your clients, they're worse off because they're with an advisor that's not helping them. So I know those people are better off being in your practice. So if you take more of that mindset, it can help you take a leap of let's just help more people together. That's all we're doing. Let's take a chance and just help more people together. And it's such a non-confrontational way to say, Hillary, you're one of my favorite clients and really like working with you. And here's why. And we just want to make it easier to work with other people like you. We're just looking for your advice. How do you think we should do it? It's so easy to do and to put on. There's no pomp and circumstance. There's no PowerPoints. There's none. It's very just informal conversation, but you want to be listening and you want to take notes of this stuff. Now, if you get a group that you have multiple meetings with, number one thing in the next meeting, the most important thing is you need to talk about exactly what you did with everything they suggested. That's the most important thing. So, between events, whatever happens, whatever ideas you get, you got to follow up with people, say thanks for coming, even if they don't have any. Just thank them for coming. And you're flattering these people, right? That's all you're trying to do. But then you work on these things. You work on them. And if you have another meeting 3 months, 6 months later, whatever it might be, you're reporting back on, hey, here's the great ideas you gave us. Here's what we're doing about it. We implemented this. Betsy said we should do, I should go to her house because she's having a dinner party, and we tried it. It worked out great. We're going to help a couple of her friends. They're going to be much better off. So whatever it is, you're reporting that you're trying these things, you're listening to them, you're implementing what they suggested. So kind of like, they might be a good client for you because you implement for them on their ideas. They're kind of bought into this.
Right.
And I find Hillary too, they're almost like stakeholders in these events. Like, they're almost like, we want to make sure that people come, because we want you to get clients out of this. We want you to have more clients just like me. And I love that. I copied this from someone. They said, if I worked with more people like you, we could actually work with less people and do even more for you. And it's like, okay, we'll help you get more people. And remember, it's not everyone. It's just the advocates we're doing this for. Because most clients, they may never refer. That's okay. They'll just be a good client. This is, going back, this is just another version of targeting. This is going down to, all right, what's another level? What's another, way to target further and go deeper? And if we do this with people, that you want to duplicate, it just jumpstarts it. It just jumpstarts it. So I threw a lot out there, and I like, Hillary, you always break it down of like, what's process. You covered the gaps here. So what's your thoughts on this, or questions you might have to clarify anything?
Now we're going to take a teeny tiny break to hear from our sponsors. Creating content as a financial professional can feel pretty isolating. You're wondering if your LinkedIn posts actually matter, if anyone's listening to your podcast, or if you're even talking about the right things to attract ideal clients. Now, most content and marketing events are either too general or too focused on traditional marketing tactics that don't work for finance professionals who have to be careful about making promissory statements or giving blanket advice. FinCon is different. It's packed with financial advisors and coaches who have figured out the content game and are genuinely excited to share what's working. There's no gatekeeping, there's no generic marketing advice, just real strategies from people who understand compliance, client confidentiality, and how to build trust through content. I'm heading to FinCon 2025 in Portland this September 10th through 12th. If you're tired of figuring out content creation alone, come find your people. And hey, we at Moneta Copy will have a booth in FinCon Central this year. I would love to meet you face to face and talk shop. Use the code Moneta25 to get $25 off a creator pass. Visit finconexpo.com to grab your pass today. Oh, hey, I am a sponsor of my own podcast, and the thing that I am sponsoring just happens to be free. It's my 7-day email list growth sprint designed for advisors who are tired of posting into the void and want to actually grow their email lists with qualified leads so that you can make your email list your next best source of new clients. 7 days, 10 minutes per day, super actionable tactics that work. How do I know they work? Because they're the tactics I use to grow my own email list. And they're exactly what I did to grow my email list by over 50 subscribers organically in just 30 days. Plus, you'll get exclusive access to my custom GPT lead magnet lab that generates compliance-aware lead magnet ideas specifically for financial professionals so that you can take your email list growth strategies to the next level. There is literally nothing else like it in our industry. So if you're ready to stop hoping that people will find you and start actively building your community, join the sprint at monetacopy.com/email sprint or find the link in the show notes. Thanks for listening. Let's get back to it.
Well, the first thing I want to say is this feels so much more natural to me. It feels like a much more natural way to go about getting referrals than just asking your clients to refer you or to name the first 3 people that come to mind who might like to work with me, right? So I love that about it. And you said, the worst thing that could happen is people don't have any ideas, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard, I'm just asking on behalf of the advisors listening who might be thinking this, I don't know. Have advisors ever approached a client and asked them to be a member of this board and the client is like, oh no, I don't want to give my time to you?
No, you brought this up because advisors are like the most skeptical group of people I've ever come across in my life. And I know I was one of them. I've been an advisor. So I think the fear is like, I don't want to disrupt the relationship.
Right.
Things are going great. I don't want to rock the boat. I have never, ever, ever heard of a client of an advisor that said, hey, I really like working with you. Would you be open to giving me some feedback? I've never heard a client say, not even no,
right,
or not even be upset about it. Like, that's a pretty cool thing. You know what? I mean, think about when we buy stuff now. Like, I get a million emails, Hillary, like if I buy something or my wife buys something of like, would you give us feedback? Mm-hmm. Or if you ate at a restaurant, would you give us feedback? You travel somewhere, would you give us feedback? So it's kind of a normal thing to get feedback. So it's not out of the ordinary, but I think the skeptical thinking of advisors, and I'm one of them. I know us advisors is like, this is going to disrupt, right? Mm-hmm. And I won't do this with my best client. I don't want to disrupt, but it's really not. And you're just holding yourself back unless you try something like this. It's very, you put it best. It's not like confrontational. It's not hard. It's kind of easy to do. And I think that's why advisors get results with it. It's just so chill. The worst uncomfortable like referral ask I've seen. I mean, that's kind of like, this is the opposite of that, right? This advisor told me this. They had somebody that did like custom clothes, and they like came by their office and they put a piece of paper in front of them. And they say, write down the names of 5 people who own an airplane. And they're just like, like, right. Like I'm not leaving until you write them down. Like we don't need to make anyone uncomfortable. This is like so easy and just natural, and people can give if they want to. They don't have to. If they're more reserved, they just be quiet on the Teams or Zoom meeting. It's fine. Doesn't matter. But you nailed it. It's just, it's chill and it's easy. It's laid back, and that works. So if your personality isn't as aggressive, like this guy, Trevor, I mentioned, he's pretty aggressive. If you're more laid back, it's easy. It goes along with the style. I see most advisors are just, let's just try and help people. there's a way we can help other people just like you know, just let us know. Let us know what you
Right.
think we could do.
Well, there are a few other things that I want to just point out before we wrap up. I also love that through this process, you can almost create a community from your clients and they can start to get to know each other too. I imagine that builds a massive sense of belonging to your firm and to you as well. Have you seen any benefits come from that simple act of just kind of building this community of clients?
There really, really is. There's so many benefits. And I popped on a few advisors that are doing these that are having success. I just observe, hey, can I check it out and see what's going on? And it really is neat to see that when there is multiple of these going, because you know, when you get groups of people that are already connected, you know, it's pretty easy. But if you have like Jen, for example, had some different niches, and she had people in different tech companies, she had people that own businesses in different industries, and so they didn't know each other at all, and they've kind of come together and they kind of bond on the board. They know each other, and some of the philanthropy things they've said, gosh, you know, like I really care about that. I may get involved with your charity that you're on the board of, right? So yeah, a lot more comes from it, the connectivity. And I like what you said, the community. You know, that's a big thing for us at XFA. We do a lot of things with community, you know, every week, virtually every Monday, we have groups of advisors together, usually with me, just working on like this kind of stuff. How can we get better? How can we grow? But it's cool to see them help each other
Mm,
and be part of that community. So we see it at XFA, but it is neat for clients to kind of have that. And when you get down to like a group of people that is actually helping and is really fun, yeah, keep the board going. It's really great. But these are like clients for life, right? That
right.
get to this level. These people aren't going anywhere. You know, good luck, other firm trying to get, you know, these clients away from you. So yeah, that's a kind of a side benefit to it too. That wow, advisor works with some other pretty cool people.
Right, right. Well, the other thing I want to say is something that I help my clients with when we're, figuring out how are you going to market yourself? What is your strategy going to be? Is doing voice of the client research. Not being afraid to go to your clients and to ask them a few questions so that your marketing doesn't have to be this total guessing game.
Yes.
And what it sounds like to me is the client advocate board is kind of like doing that, but on steroids, right?
It is, and that's why the effect of the defibrillator, like going from dead to now, like the heart's beating, there's adrenaline going like that. It's really the difference. It kind of jump starts things. So
Right.
if you're stagnant, you know, and not a lot of it going on, it's the easy way to get going with a group of people. So by
Right.
10, maybe 10 show up, maybe 5 show up. We usually see about 7 or 8 typically show up to this kind of thing, and good stuff comes from it. I mean, it really does. But I've never seen any technique jumpstart things so quickly.
Right.
And that's what we're after here. They're looking for, helping you grow quickly. Now, there's all kinds of other techniques, and they're all helpful too. But I think you nailed it, Hillary. It takes like the guessing out,
Hmm.
because we don't really know what they want. We don't really know what would be comfortable for them to attend or to bring people. So people that put on events, or advisors put on events, I hear all the time, all the same clients show up, they don't bring anybody,
Yep.
right? And well, yeah, they're just people that show up to stuff and may not be referrers. And so we want to get to people that do show up, but maybe what you're putting on isn't, the most ideal thing for them. It's kind of like if we went to a restaurant and we were looking to get, I don't know, a salad, and they just like gave us a steak. It'd be like, okay, I'm sure this tastes good, but I was really hoping for that salad.
Right.
Right. It's almost like just getting something different that's wasn't quite what I wanted. And, I don't know if I'll be back. So just knowing, like, why don't you order what you want to eat here at a restaurant? Here's a menu. And so even just putting on like a menu of events, I've seen advisors do that in the past. It's just let your clients invent it. Just let them come up with the things, and just keep it simple. So it's all the trying I see people do. If they put on lots of events, they do all the stuff, they do a million seminars, webinars. Some works for some of them, and it's awesome, but for the majority, it doesn't. So, you're in the majority, just, cut through clutter with this. Makes it
Hmm.
easy. These people guide exactly what you should be doing.
Yeah. You're one of the few coaches, I think, that you give them something easier to do rather than something that's, yes, I know it's going to be uncomfortable, but this is just what you have to do.
Well, that sucks. That doesn't sound very fun. Yeah.
Right. Well, John,
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we were able to do a part two. For anyone who did not listen to part one, which they absolutely should, can you tell us again where's the best place for them to learn more about you and maybe get in touch?
Yeah, best place. And we'll give everyone a free growth guide because you're a listener of Hillary's and this awesome podcast. It will benchmark your practice. So exactly where you can grow with clients, exactly your constraints to overcome to help your practice go quickly, completely free. We do it for our clients, but because you're a listener of Hillary's, we're going to give it away. So if you go to our website, xfa.coach, we've got a landing page at xfa.coach/FMP. And that's where you can access the free growth guide right there. If you want to talk to someone on our team, you can click on that too. But I encourage you to get a free growth guide. It's pretty awesome. We've been developing for years, but even just to get a benchmark of your practice, see how you can grow, what are your constraints to overcome to go to the next level. It's all right there and it's free. So we'd love to do one for you.
Well, thank you so much, John. You've been so generous with your time. This has just been great. Really appreciate you.
Awesome. Thank you. Looking forward to talking again soon.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of the Finance Marketing Podcast. If you're eager to market your business in a way that feels good and actually gets results, sign up for the Finance Marketing Podcast newsletter in the show notes so you never miss another episode. If you liked what you heard today, please be sure to subscribe to the show on your favorite listening app and leave a review on Apple Podcasts. We'll see you back here next Friday.